If you thought things would be slowing down in the world of Microsoft Flight Simulator this week before the holiday season starts, you must be misunderstood. This week we have a massive amount of release news and announcements, so let's jump straight into the video. We are kicking off this week's previews and announcements. Last week, PMDG showcased their first teaser shot of the 777, which was basically a wheel shot. At the time, the teaser left speculation on where the project was up to. This week, PMDG posted more details about the 777. The team mentions that the 777 has entered beta testing and that the team aims to add some of the updated features to ensure that the entire product is stable during that testing. We won't see any additional information for some weeks yet on the 777, but from the looks of things, the project is advancing nicely and we could see it in our sims closer than what we originally expected. Finally, PMDG did drop another small screenshot of the project. This time was an inside of the cabin, and of course we will keep following up on all the updates on the 777 from PMDG. Probably the most anticipated freeware flight sim project in many years, which is the fly-by-wire A380. The project has been in development for some time now, and the team took to their Discord this week to showcase some new screenshots. Most of the screenshots that have been showcased so far are been from the exterior of the A380 until now. This time we did get to see some shots of the A380 FMS, including some new exterior shots as well. No real additional news from the fly-by-wire team other than these screenshots, which themselves don't really provide any extra information on the project. No ETA on when we'll see the aircraft's release from fly-by-wire. The team has been pretty tight-lipped about that through the whole in-development process. Just Flight continues to update us on their Fokker F70 and 100 project. Last we heard back from the team in late November, which included features of the aircraft's cabin and door configurations. In this update, the team had to focus on the cockpit. Just Flight mentions the cockpit has been totally reworked with a brand new high resolution textures and high detailed all the way down to each individual screw heads. Many hours have been spent color matching the various parts of the cockpit. When it comes to the Fokker release, it will be shipped with a standard and 4K textures. The team also mentioned in this update, not only has the textures been reworked, but the dozen of switches and knobs have been totally remodeled as well. The team is currently working on the animations of the switches and instruments, tweaking lighting and integrating systems and fixing general bugs. There's no confirmed release date of Just Flight's Fokker F70 F100, but from the looks of things, we hope to see it in the first part of next year. Bluebird Simulations, the developers behind the Boeing 757 project, took to the YouTube channel this week with a quick update before the holidays. The team did mention they expect a larger and more detailed update to come from them in the early new year. During the video, Bluebird mentions they have many 757 sounds that are already recorded and plan to record more in the future. The team is now looking for a sound engineer to help compile the recordings into a sound set for the project. Previously, Bluebird mentions Just Flight were going to be looking after the sound set, but Bluebird had decided to do it themselves. This way the project will be 100% in development in-house by the team. The project is planned to include the 757-200, 300 and both engine versions, as well as winglet and non-winglet. When the release happens of the 757, it will be sold through the Just Flight store, and with the development of the 757, Bluebird this year have expanded to their team with a total of 10 staff who are part of the core development team. Bluebird stated in the video that their version of the Boeing 757 will be the most accurate 757 ever created in flight sim. Still no confirmed ETA, but Bluebird did mention they are working towards an internal deadline for release or completion. That being said, the project will be ready when it's ready, and the 757 will be meant for the hardcore simmers, so they're not rushing any of the development of the Boeing. We look forward to hearing more from the team in more detail early next year about their Boeing 757 project. Anybuilds released an updated trailer this week for their Airbus A300-600. The team were aiming on releasing this before the end of the year, which was looking doubtful, but the team have confirmed they will release the A300 before the end of the year, with the first hotfix to follow in January and an update in the first quarter of 2024, which will include 3 engine updates with Pratt & Whitney. Any builds mentioned this release will include features such as a detailed custom FMS that will follow SIDS and stars, custom VNAV and LNAV, custom systems including hydraulics, electrical, pressurization systems and fuel operations, realistic RNAV and auto land capability will be modeled with the A300. Extensive tuned flight model to capture the A300 characteristics, including accurate performance, landing and takeoff behaviors, optimized PBR textures up to 8K in quality, rework of the 3D model in the cockpit, authentic wire sound set. And by the looks of it, the A300 could be released any day now, and by the time you watch this video, it may even be released. If you are enjoying the video and the content we create here on the channel, please consider subscribing and boshing that like button. We are on the road to 100,000 subscribers, and we'd love to have you on board before we reach this milestone. Thank you very much for each and one of you for your support. Moving on to this week's release news, Pixel Plane have released the Breezer Sport this week. The Breezer Sport is a two-seater ultralight aircraft with a classic aluminium construction. The Sport has been designed with a low-wing monoplane with a crucial tailplane, side-by-side seats, retractable landing gear and flaps. As with many sports or ultralight aircraft, the Sport is powered by a Rotax 915IS. Pixel Plane's version of the Breezer Sport comes with realistic interior and cockpit according to the original specifications, animated glass canopy for opening and closing, simplified RS flight EMU and engine display data, animated kneeboard with a checklist, animated tablet with additional functions, safety pins, pedo covers, canopies, opening, closing, and baggage. I'm not sure if that's a door or just baggage has been included and you can see it in the aircraft. You can pick up your copy of the Pixel Plane's Breezer Sport over on the Aerosoft website, links in the description below. Wendesdsay Designs is back with a new airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator. This time the team has released a Boeing Field. Boeing Field is located 5 miles south of the downtown Seattle area, and where Boeing conducts the final delivery preparations of its Boeing 737 fleet. Boeing Field is home to many general aviation activities as well, and it's home of the Museum of Flight. Wendesdsay Designs Boeing Field features high detailed rendition of the airport, high quality model featuring up-to-date version of the airport, detailed buildings, hangars, control towers, high quality static aircraft, custom animated jetways and custom sounds. The airport has been designed with FPS in mind and is fully compatible with GSX Pro. You can pick up your copy of Wendesdsay Designs Boeing directly from the Contrail store, links in the description below. SoFly offer a number of products for Microsoft Flight Simulator, catering to new pilots for the sim and all the way to very experienced pilots. As a flight sim content creator, my favorite SoFly product is Weather Presets Pro, which comes in really handy when the weather is not behaving itself and you can change the weather to be more dramatic or even to a perfect day. Other products I like to use is Landing Challenge Pro, Flight Simulator Guide, which is the manual to Microsoft Flight Simulator, the one that should have been, Storms for pilots who want to chase some of the biggest storms in the world's history, and a couple of their recent products, which is Aircraft Checklist and their new animal release for Microsoft Flight Simulator, which puts over 5,000 animals into the sim. I will leave a link in the description below or where you can go and check out SoFly products, and I would like to thank SoFly for sponsoring this video. This week, the Microsoft team released its latest frequent flyer release, which is the Cessna 207. This frequent flyer was developed by Careando. This Cessna T207A turbo stationaire is proven to be a utility aircraft, and it's known for its exceptional short-field performance. The 207 was widely used as an air taxi and skydiving platform, and it was introduced in 1969 at the beginning of its production. It was called the Skywagon to start off with, but then its name was changed to the Stationaire, which is quite normal when it comes to an in-sim market release, but from what we can see, the 207 comes with cold and dark start, engine and wind sound effects when opening the doors and windows, PBR materials and textures used throughout, realistic flight dynamics, realistic weight and balance, and you can pick up your copy of the Cessna 207 directly from the in-sim marketplace. In another release for the week, this one again is from AnyBuilds, which is a free city points of interest pack from Dubai. This pack includes a number of landmarks and features that have yet to be seen in the sim before. Many of Dubai's iconic buildings are displayed in full HD detail modeling, including iconic landmarks, JBR Beach, sprawling yacht, jet skis, and the Dubai police cars. There's also 23 extra other buildings that we haven't seen before. Brand new AnyBuilds lighting technology has been built with each building. AnyBuilds mentioned this pack will evolve over time just as the city does in real life, and it is available for free over at the AnyBuilds store. Links in the description below. Golden Key Studios have unveiled its latest in development project, which is the F111. Following the team's previous release, which was the MiG-21, the team announced their new project in the Flight Sim forums this week. Golden Key mentions that the F111 will be an ultra detailed aircraft, and simmers will be able to immerse themselves with unparalleled realism. The project should include the dump and burn effects that the F111 is famous for, also 13 different liveries. When it comes to many releases on the InSim marketplace, the feature set description is very sparse, and we really don't know too much about the product release, but if the previous release has anything to go by, we should expect to see a detailed release. For now, you can pick up your copy of Golden Key Studios F111 for Xbox and PC from the InSim marketplace store. Keeping with AnyBuilds and the same region as we were in before the team released the next day after the Points of Interest pack, which is Dubai Airport. This is one of the world's iconic airport and serves as a major international and transportation hub. Emirates is one of the biggest airlines that shares Dubai and uses it as a massive connecting hub for all its passengers. AnyBuilds mentioned with the release that this is their most detailed airport yet, and that they have taken many learnings from previous large airport projects to help develop Dubai. Features include handcrafted ground poly with crisp textures, a true-to-life airport landside with custom ground decals, signposts, vegetation, parking barriers, and more. Accurate modelled dynamic lighting, huge detailed models of all the airport buildings, up-to-date airport layer, GSX profile is included, and you can pick up your copy of AnyBuilds Dubai Airport directly from their store. Links in the description below. Moving over to this week's sim update news. This week, the Microsoft team, as far as we know, have released their last update to the core sim for 2023 with the release of City Update 5, which is European Cities 1. With this update, Flight Sim has partnered with Bing Maps and Vexel to produce 5 urban regions throughout Europe. Regions include Hague, which was in the Netherlands, Brussels, which is in Belgium, Kosice, which is in Slovakia, if I said that correctly, Zagreb, which is in Croatia, and Cadiz, which is in Spain. Microsoft mentions each region was produced with the highest visual fidelity using the latest geographical information they could get their hands on. Moving on to this week's backlog list news, which includes a total of 203 new products in the backlog list, which is down by 33 in total on last week. When it comes to aircraft, there is a total of 38 aircraft, which is down by 12 from last week, and there is 25 aircraft that appear to be in the final testing, and we may see some of those released in the first marketplace release of the new year. Missions are down by 2, sceneries are down by 1, liveries are down by 6, airports are down by 10, and others are holding steadier on 17. When it comes to this week's marketplace releases, we've seen a total of 69 new products. 35 of these are on PC and 34 of these are on Xbox. The biggest aircraft highlight this week was the Golden Key Simulations F111, which we mentioned earlier in the video. The other aircraft releases, which includes aircraft that have already been released but are now made their way to the InSim marketplace, which includes the Pilot's Dash 7, which is now available on PC in the InSim marketplace. AR1 designs with a bunch of aircraft on PC, including the Chilton, the Rhine, and also the SH-2, and of course MS Sceneries with their weekly aircraft release, which this week is an F-16. And finally, the wind gel from Ant Aeroplanes is now available for both PC and Xbox. Other releases for this week on the InSim marketplace includes 4 livery packs, 8 night lighting packs, 14 airports, and 4 other random releases. If you got this far in the video, please bosh that like button and consider subscribing. It means a lot to us, and on behalf of the Oz Flight Simmers channel, we wish you a happy holiday season and a Merry Christmas, and we look forward to seeing you on another video or stream very soon.